Let's talk about Paris and a potential deal there. It's not going to be an international treaty, therefore it's not legally binding. How can we trust China then, the world's #1 polluter? How can we trust them, take their word that they're going to make the cuts necessary?
Well, keep in mind what we're trying to set up here, and the outcomes are still uncertain. We've got more work to do over the next 2 weeks. Although the targets are self-generated, the United States says, here's what we're going to do. And my climate action plan has identified how we're going to cut carbon pollution. China puts forward its own plan. Germany puts forward its own plan. So that aspect of it is not legally binding. But what we are saying is that every country should be subject to some sort of reporting requirement, some sort of transparency, some sort of accountability, that it should be reviewed every 5 years so that we can see what has happened in various countries and what more we can do based on new science and new technology. That we put forward a climate finance fund to help, for example, island states that are already seeing parts of their nation sink underwater because of rising seas. And the good news, when I visited China last year, and one of the big breakthroughs that we've had is the United States and China agreeing as the 2 largest emitters, that brought a lot of other countries on board, is that China has its own reasons to deal with this. People who go to Beijing know that they cannot breathe. The rates of asthma, the rates of cancer.
We saw the pictures this week of Beijing.
It is apocalyptic. And so what's been interesting is that the biggest concern of the Chinese government is stability. They are always worried that somehow their control over the population starts eroding. And their biggest vulnerability is this issue of pollution. And so the steps that are required for them to have breathable air and clean water just so happen to be the same steps that are required for them to start reducing carbon pollution.